So I'm here at the Great British Barber Bash in Belfast. I'm upstairs in the cooling out room with Neil and Mick for Just For Him Grooming. We're just having a really off the cuff interview. As you can see, it's kind of like a warehouse setting. So we're just going to go raw with it just to find out a little bit about these two guys who are actually performing here today in Belfast. So tell me, Neil, what was your inspiration and motivation to become a barber from the beginning? Give me your story.
My motivation and inspiration probably started off just being inspired by clothing, which led on to obviously hairstyles in my younger years. To be honest, I have to give him a bit of the credit because he's seen a gap in the local market for a business. Business was my first idea, which then led on to the passion of barbering. It's taken over, it's revolutionised, it's probably the fastest growing industry in the world right now. So started initially probably as a businessman, now it's totally changed, it's found a place in my heart.
Okay, perfect. And yourself, Mickey?
I started about 3 years ago. I was always into doing my own hair and always into doing other people's hair for them, maybe before a night out, say styling somebody's hair for going for a night out or something. So yeah, I kind of went from that. Started cutting a couple of people's hair at home, literally bought a pair of clippers from like Argos and started cutting hair from home, and then it just really went from there. Got chopping the nail after going in a few times and getting my hair cut, and things just kind of really went from there.
Okay, perfect. And tell me how the two of you got together.
Basically, just as Mick touched on there, it was he was one of my clients. He was working at the time in car body work and stuff, trying to pursue that career which he wasn't passionate about. So we talked. The opportunity came up that I needed more staff. Mick wanted to work, so took it on. It was very, very loose and light at the start. He was doing the usual Saturday stuff. Helping me, to be honest, attending to me, and started and obviously picked it up straight away, and within I think about 3 or 4 months he was cutting on the floor, which was a big help to me, and it just blossomed.
Okay, perfect. And tell me a little bit about your shop. Obviously we're upstairs in this warehouse setting. Tell me about your shop, the kind of design. What is it, like a vintage? Is it hip hop, skateboard, you know?
Well, this is we're at a peak in our salon at the minute, so I don't want to give away too much in this interview. But so our initial design for the last 6 years, which we're in business, it was designed the same way you've designed your living room. We picked a nice colour scheme. What's current at the minute? Cream and brown. Right, everything in the living room is cream and brown. We didn't have the money to put into an interior designer. Things have changed for us in the last couple of years, and we've been working that bit harder that we've got somebody on board now. It's no surprise that we'll have a new salon which is joined onto our current salon, which is getting worked onto it. So our theme's changing. This is a familiar enough setting, familiar enough style, so all will be revealed.
And a question to you, Mick. Tell me what kind of hairstyles you guys specialise in.
I mean, we sort of, a lot of people who follow us on Instagram and stuff know us for our sort of different type of styling. We like to do things a wee bit different. I think that skin fades is everybody's thing at the minute. People are saying they think skin fades are going to die out. I personally think, if I like my hair really short on the sides, so at no time soon am I going to grow it out. Now, I'm not speaking for everybody, but I do think that skin fades are going to stick around for a long time. So our main thing at the minute is skin fades with like lots of like nice texture on top, or you know, something nice and big, like sort of quiff back. So along them lines is mainly the haircuts we're doing at the minute.
Okay, perfect. And today here at the British Barber Bash, tell me exactly what you guys are going to be doing.
We are cutting on stage at 3, is it 3 o'clock?
3:30.
3:30. Me, Neil and Jay Murray, we're on at 3. And today I will be doing skin fade, and on top it's very curly, so it is, so I'll be just diffusing the top and bringing out the most of the natural curl in the hair.
Okay, and is that going to be like in a teaching capacity or some showmanship?
I think today is more about, you know, everybody just getting together and stuff. You know, it's not really about, I mean, obviously when we're on stage we're going to be explaining things, what we're doing, and people will hopefully pick up a couple of things from it, but it's not so much an education day. You know, we're not here to say this is, you know, this is how we think you should cut hair, blah blah blah. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be more just a laid back bit of fun and just show people what way we cut the hair.
Okay. And do you guys do anything specifically in terms of education? Do you have any kind of like advanced courses as such?
Yeah, we do. So for the past 2-3 years, I started myself educating. Obviously, my first protocol for educating was training Mick at the start. He's a self-taught barber, so it's something that I find myself quite passionate about. There's nothing more I love than working at 9 to 9 in the salon. The buzz, the crack. I worked on a building site by trade before this, so the whole crack then was like working to build, when you're building, working to the line, block work. There's crack there through the day, the boys are having a bit of banter back and forward. It's a similar situation for us in the salon where with 3 chairs lined up, it's going to move to 5 very shortly, but with 3 chairs, we're batting crack back and forward to one another. Our clients are all integrating into it. So yeah, it's a cool vibe at the minute.
Okay, perfect. And tell me a little bit about your product range, because we spoke earlier on and you said you've got a product range. Tell me about the name of it and what it is exactly. Is it apparels, wet products?
At the minute, currently, just what Mick touched on our styles at the minute, they're quite tight on the sides, but coming in towards the summer, boys are going to grow that hair, grow that length, and have it sort of the beach effect, tapering out the sides. So we've worked with Patrick Bell, who I must give a wee shout out to. They're a great company to work alongside for our products. We'll go from one extreme to the other. We'll have an extremely dry matte clay, which gives the sort of natural effect, but we also have another fudge shaper. They're all under the Just For Him male grooming brand, and the fudge shaper recently we've tweaked slightly, slightly wetter, and it's something we're looking forward to using through the summer.
Okay. And is there any apparels, Mick, or anything else?
Any what, sorry?
Apparels? Clothes?
Oh, at the minute, no, we'll leave it at that for now. At the minute there's nothing, but let's just say it's something that the designer's working on that we'll have in at the minute.
Sounds like there's lots of secrecy going on in the background.
Everybody, in about 2 months there's going to be...
It's quite frustrating. A couple of the guys that we look up to massively in the industry they're doing this and have done it for quite a while. Colin and stuff, the guys from Hardgrind, I don't mind giving shout outs. Like, they're guys that we aspire towards. It's something we've been working on behind the scenes for 6 months. Them guys know exactly how hard it is to get things right. You can go and get a t-shirt printed in your local printing shop, you can go and get a jumper and a hat, but to truly get the garment and the clothing right, which we've been working on with prototypes back and forward. So it's something we've been working on. I just want to get it out there, but everything, patience is the... Yeah.
And together as a partnership, what would you say your one greatest moment that you can both say, yeah, that was it, have you had?
I think today's going to be, you know, I would definitely say today. We cut live on stage in Liverpool.
Wasn't together.
No, it wasn't together. It was kind of all broke up stages for sort of building up to the main stage. But today we're main stage, and I think definitely today will be the highlight of the career so far. I
think previous to today, we've had good on stage moments, but we just flew back from Glasgow on Sunday night there past, and we've recently teamed up with Gary Spencer and the Barber Bash team for education. Our biggest seminar to date, which we've been doing quite a lot of lately, was in Paisley at the weekend. So I think that was a day that sort of touched both of us, to get to a salon, such a nice surroundings, and see the crowd just there and think, right, this is it, this is our time. Let's go.
And what are you both loving in the industry right now?
Quite a lot of things, to be honest. I touched on this on our last education day. So a lot of frequently asked question on stage is, who inspires you? What haircuts inspire you? I think for both of us, we're getting a lot of inspiration from haircuts. That won't change because it's what we love. But in our industry at the minute, I'm getting inspiration from people more so now. I'm just loving the vibe, just the lads that are in it, and ladies. Everybody's in the same mindset. You know, from you, Larry, to Gary Spencer, to the guys who are cutting the hair, to Patrick Bell who's selling the products.
Everybody's playing a role somewhere in it at the minute, and it's great to see. I mean, as Neil said, you know, you can look at haircuts all the time, like this person done this haircut, and that's unreal. But when you meet the person, and you know, I think when you actually meet the person and see how they are, you know, maybe from Alan Beek's perfect example for it. You know, you see him on stage, and you meet it after he's working, going out with him, or you know, we done a thing in Belfast with him there up at Gary Jackson's in Hollywood, and went out for dinner and stuff, and yeah, he's the perfect example for me to say how everybody is at the minute in the industry, and I'm loving that.
What are your dislikes at the moment, Mike, and what would you like to see? What would you like to see changed?
Can I speak? Can I answer this one? You want boy? Can I go? Can I go? Can I go? Go ahead. Go ahead. You don't want to see? No.
Dislikes at the minute. I don't know. It's the whole trend. I think people trying to become this sort of, I don't know what we'd say, celebrity barber sort of thing. You know, trying to make out as if you're We actually recently spoke about this earlier, and it's like you cut hair in your shop, okay, and then you go outside into the world, and you know, people that have this mindset that, I don't know, like people have this mindset that they're like blowing up, you know, like the celebrity barber is a perfect term, trying to being like a celebrity. So it's like, we cut hair, and then we leave our shop, and you walk up the street, or you walk up the street, and a lot of these people won't know who you are. You know, apart from your clients are gonna know who you are. But this whole thing of thinking you're bigger and better than everybody else, I don't really like it. You know, I just like to think we're all on the same wavelength.
Sorry, Neil has something to say.
Call me Connor. I'm cool. I've been called worse. Negativity. I can't deal with it. In my personal life, I don't deal with it. I repel negativity. In the industry at the minute, there is that bit of negativity. It's not from old school barbers, because a lot of it's not fair to put it under that term, because I have a lot of old school barber friends who are extremely talented in old school techniques, which I'm not. So they've got a technique I don't, and I've got a technique that some of them don't. But I do find some who tend to be in the industry slightly longer than us not enjoying the vibe that we're. The Great British Barber Bash, a prime example. They won't be here today. Why? Because they don't like the whole positive energy. We are literally, for people that are watching this, on the first floor of a 140 or 50-year-old building, in a room with red leather sofas, which are quite old, a few beer kegs and speakers.
Bit of a dodgy bar.
Bit of dodgy bars going on. The vibe, it's phenomenal at the minute, and I just feel that with some of the techniques that we are using, and not just us, everybody in the modern day barbering thing, it's getting negative vibes on Facebook. We done it first. We've been doing that for ages. We done this. We done that. It's like, that's cool. That's okay, but let the people who are present have their time. So yeah, I just don't like the negative vibes. I don't deal with the Facebook groups. I'm more so into Instagram, because I find quite a lot of bitchiness on Facebook, and a couple of people aren't afraid to put their neck on the line and say pretty raw things to young guys who are coming up and posting. A couple of guys we've taught recently have posted pictures into Facebook groups, and they've been embarrassed on social media, which is a form of bullying as well for those that don't understand.
Well, that was going on to my next question. Social media, how instrumental do you think it's been in the growth of both of your businesses? I'm going to say it's everything. I'm going to say it because I was going to say it. That's not true. Hard work and dedication is a familiar term. So in your local town, we're from a wee small local town. That's what's been the rock of our business. Going in 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, leaving at 10 o'clock on a Saturday night. That's why we are busy, because we put the time and effort in to clients who want us and clients that appreciate us, and we appreciate them back. But for these events, social media has been everything. The guys from England that have flown over today, there must be 30 of them. They don't come into my salon, so they don't. It's my hard graft during the day isn't how I've known them. It's through social media. Me and Mick's profile has been raised quite a bit, which we're over the moon about, through the Barber Bash, the education, the Instagram, all those things. It's massive for anybody coming up. Get yourself on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, phenomenal.
Do you do YouTube at all?
Yes, we have a couple of videos on YouTube just for him, male grooming. They're more an insight into our education is one of them, and the other one I think is just basically an insight into our salon and what we do in an everyday life. But if something we're interested in, just find the time at the minute to shoot the video.
A couple of step-by-step things on Instagram. You know, a lot of people there's so many things that change. Like even now, Snapchat is a thing that people are on because people are constantly posting photos and videos on Snapchat. So it's something that we've started doing a wee bit of, maybe step-by-step stuff on Instagram, but no major videos into haircuts just yet, but it's something we're going to look into.
Okay. And what was your take on Instagram?
Yeah, for me, it's really the only thing I use. I post a couple of photos now and again on Facebook, but for me, Instagram is the biggest thing I would use.
Okay, and a question directed to you both. I'm going to start with you, Mick. You're obviously two young guys. You've set up a business which is quite successful. There's obviously more young guys out there that could seek inspiration from you guys. What kind of words of advice or practical tips and tricks could you give them as two young guys if they wanted to aspire to open a shop just like you and end up on stage indeed?
Well, we get asked this quite often actually. In Paisley in Scotland last week, there was a guy I was cutting a model who's just starting out to be a barber, and he actually said to me, "Have you anything that you could say to me?" And the thing I say to everybody is you need to be willing to put in long, hard hours. We put in so many hours, like 9 to 9, 3-4 nights a week. So when you're starting off, it's something you just really. I've noticed over the past maybe a year or so that there's a lot of people that get into barber and thinking, I'm going to pick up hair clippers, shave this hair right up, and I'm going to become a barber, easy money. But that's not it. There's so much more to it, and for any young person that's thinking about starting it, you need to have love for it, and you really need to be willing to put in long hours. But it's a brilliant thing to be part of at the minute.
So advice to young barbers coming up, as Mick said, put the hours in, show up every day for work, no bullshit, you're not sick, you're not tired, it takes a lot of stuff for us to be off sick. Show up to work hard, stay grounded, remain humble, just work. Yeah, this isn't an easy industry it's not an easy industry to get the skills up to get it to the top. So work hard, that's it. Get as much inspiration as you can from whoever you can, and just keep plugging away.
Okay. And the last question to you both, where do you guys seek your inspiration? Who's been your mentors? Who's been your inspiration?
For me, technically wise, the Don, Josh LaMonica, everybody's talking about him. His skill set is phenomenal. In his salon, Charlie Gray, probably one of the biggest inspirations at the minute for me, because he's mentally and physically he's got the game sewed up. Sam that works with him as well. I haven't actually got to meet him in person, but I like what he's about. He knows what he's about and stuff. Then we'll get on to the more mental side and personality. Larry, Gary Spencer, Alan Beak, Colin from Hardgrind. Our boy Eric from Slicks flown over today just to watch, and again, happens every time that somebody asks me, as on a daily basis. I'm working with one of the best barbers in the UK.
Okay, hit it, Mick.
Yeah, who inspires me? I could sit here for about an hour and name so many people. If you go on my Instagram, the amount of hundreds of people tag me in photos every day, and I mean, you've got the Greens, Harry and Reese.
Good boys.
You've got Reese Beak, Colin from Hard Grind, all the slicks ones. There's so many. Like Ryan Cullen, Connor, Leah. There's Leah who's been cutting for about how long? About 2 years and making massive movement. I mean, you've all the cut and sew ones. You've got Jay Murray.
Gangster.
There's
That's it. Jay Morris, he's badass.
there's so many. Paul Preshaw. I'm trying to think of as many people as possible, but everyone knows who they are. I tag people in my photos, they tag me in theirs, and everyone is, everybody's an inspiration. There's always somebody that, you could have 30,000 followers on Instagram, or you could have 25 and put up a banging haircut where somebody goes, that's mint, So yeah, there's a lot. As I say, I could sit here for hours naming people that inspire me.
Okay. Oh, and quickly, can I ask about your experience with the frequency 60 hertz converter, how it's changed your game?
Yeah, recently, last week, so a guy ordered a clipper. He didn't take Larry's advice and ordered the converter. He had a Maplan's converter, which is a plug into the wall one. We all know that does not work. Yeah. So, my experience, I couldn't do without my Wild Senior now. That's not to say that we don't use Andis as well for the sponsors, but our experience is amazing. They're the best clippers going, power wise and even running, and the motors in them phenomenal. Yeah. I honestly couldn't go back. So self-explanatory.
Anything to say on that, Mick?
I agree with Neil. Wild Seniors are for me the best clipper. Again, as he says, it's not knocking Andis, because I use a lot of Andis stuff and Wild stuff. I use Wild or Andis trimmers and Wild Seniors. Wild Senior is my main go-to clipper. I mean, I use the Wild Super Taper sometimes and stuff as well. You have the Magic Clip and stuff, but yeah, I can go back to just the standard UK clippers, I don't think.
And what would you say to other barbers considering going down A, the American clipper route, and B, the frequency 60 hertz route? What would be your direct message to them? Definitely
try it. I was always one for, whenever I started years ago, I think I started off with a Wild Bellissima. I don't even know if we make them anymore. Did it? No.
The Ferrari.
I started off with that, and like literally when you get comfortable with something, you're like, right, I'm not going to move away from it. But like I moved on to the American stuff probably only about a year ago, and love it. Like I think if you even went back and looked at photos, the difference, the power that the clipper has, it picks up just wee things more than it just has more power. So yeah, definitely try it. Definitely try it, because for me, it worked very well.
And I see Connor's Neil is itching to say something.
I'm going to get to Connor from now on. For me,
Irish, but innit?
Believe what Larry says. If you're like me or like Mick, you don't want to be ordering a package from Larry and not taking his full advice on what converter to get, because you will get your package, you're going to call one of your mates and go, listen, you need to get down to the salon now, and I need to use these clippers. You're going to plug them into your shitty converter, and it's not going to work. Take Larry's advice. It's true, it's not a sales pitch. You need the proper converter, which Larry sells, and get yourself a set of Andis foil shavers, a Wild Senior, and a Andis trimmer.
Yeah.
Perfect. Right, gentlemen, because you've got models on their way in to prep them for your stage show today. I'm going to wish you every success in your future. I know you're going to smash it later on today. Everyone can look on your Instagram to see you on stage. And like I said, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Larry. First of all, I'd like to thank you, Larry, for giving us this opportunity. This is something as we described, where we're sitting here, there's not a fourth person here. I want to get a photo of this, because this is what I've been doing in my career. So yeah, thank you, Larry. Big up with 60 hertz as well. Our whole salon's using it as well. So yeah, thank you for having us.